Yeah, so I've got an Xbox One S to start the day. Well, not to start the day, to start the stream. So this console I've fixed once before. It was a while back. Let me just pull up a little bit of info. I've got to cover addresses and stuff. I'm going to be very careful what I show here. Right, I can show from there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I've got to hide the number obviously, but basically way back in September 2020, so almost a year now, this console was on my bench. I believe I did a video on this actually. And he had some sort of, I think it was a beep on beep off issue, and then she's just got back in touch today and said it's died again. So I'm gonna try my best to look after her on this one. Like obviously I can't work for free and it's way out of warranty. I mean September. We're talking almost 12 months. 10 months, so it's 7 months out of warranty. I'm not sure what's happened with it, but basically, apparently, it's got a beep on, beep off again. So yeah, so a beep on, beep off is kind of like a blue light of death on the PS4. It's kind of like a 2-second blue light of death on the PS4, and that means that it could be, it could be pretty much anything. But a lot of the time, it is down to the APU or the RAM. So I've actually got one behind me which had a no power issue. And the RAM IC was shorted, and then once I fixed the no power issue on the shorted 12 volt, it went to a beep on beep off, which kind of sucked. That was one that I bought myself, and so far I haven't been able to fix that. A lot of the time they're not fixable, I'll be honest. So basically, I mean, a beep on beep off, it can be absolutely anything. A lot of the time it's down to the RAM and stuff like that. But yeah, last time I was able to fix it, I can't remember exactly what I did. But the owner is probably going to be watching soon. And okay, so yeah, so it's just beeping, nothing's actually happening, there's no activity at all. So let's see what we can do about getting this fixed. I'm going to try and look after the customer because she's a lovely lady. Yeah, every time she messages me, she's like, "I'm sorry to bother you," and I'm like, "Listen, you're not bothering me. Like, if you need something, you get in touch. That's just the way it is. You're not bothering me by texting me. If I can't reply, then I just wouldn't reply. It wouldn't bother me. But she's a really nice lady. She's really humble, if that makes sense. So let's see. Number one, let's go into the Wayback Machine and see what I did months ago. Ha! See that for skill? I caught it, look. Hey. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is just try it without the hard drive and disk drive plugged in, because they can cause beep on beep off if there's a short on one of them. Nope. Nope. Okay. Thermal pasta. Sufficient. Sufficient. Alrighty. So let me just give this a brush down. It's a little bit dusty. I'm wondering if that's a little bit of liquid damage or if it's just a bit of crap. No, it's just a bit of crap. Never mind. Move that out of the way. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do then is I'm going to test some of the power rails. See if we can find anything missing. Let's go into voltage mode on the multimeter. Right, so let's get the power supply. This is a customer's power supply. I'd rather use the customer's components wherever possible. Apart from the accessories, I'd rather use my own accessories. Multimeter's in voltage mode. I'm going to put a permanent ground on here by just clipping that there. Let's just test and make sure we have a ground. So we should see this drop down to 0. It should nullify itself. Yep. So we do have a ground. So a beep on beep off is never going to be a short on 12 volts, and the reason for that is because if there was a short on the 12 volt line, then the 12 volt line would be pulled down to ground and there wouldn't be enough power to turn it on, so there wouldn't even be enough for 5 volts. So we wouldn't see any kind of power sign, any signs of life at all if there was a short on the 12 volt rail. The power supply can also go into protection mode if there's a if it detects a short, which will basically stop any power from going through to the board to protect both the power supply from overheating and also to protect the board as well. So it's never going to be a short on the 12 volt line with a beep on beep off. So what I'm going to do is just test some of the standby voltages and see if we've got anything missing. So let's go with 1.8 volts. 1.8 volt is acting strange. Never mind, just a bad connection. 1.8 volt is solid. So we've got 1.8 volts. So let's check for, let's find some more, 3.3 volts, that will do. .3 volt is there. It might be a bad connection to ground actually. Alright, so 3.3. Yeah. Okay, so it's just a bad connection to ground. 1.8 solid. Let's test for, sorry if my head gets in the way. I'm trying to find the 1.1 volt because I've never memorized these, to be honest. Ah, there it is. It's right there in front of me. Okay, so we have 1.1 volt. We have 3.3 volt. We have 1.8 volt. So all of those power rails are there. So let's try and find a 5 volt. I don't believe that there's a test point for 5 volt. So we pretty much just need to find one on the board. 5 volt is there. So we are getting 5 volt. How about the other side of that coil? Yeah, we are getting 5 volt there. We get 3.3 there. 3.3 the other side. Okay, so all of the standby voltages are all there. So this is going to be bad news by the looks of it. This is probably going to be bad news. Diode reading on 12 volt is 0.45 on a diode reading for 12 volt, and the other way is 0.8. So yeah, definitely no short on 12 volt. Diode reading for 3.3 volt will be 0.252. I expect a low rating there because it's a low voltage line. 1.8 is going to be a lower reading. Actually, no, it's higher. I thought that would be higher, lower. Actually, that's interesting. 1.8 shouldn't be that. As far as I know, 1.8 should not be that high. Because 1.1, if you look at the 1.1, it's 0.157. I would expect 1.8 volt, a 1.8 volt line to be a fairly a fairly low diode reading. And 0.42 is pretty high, to be honest. I mean, it's even lower that side. So let me try another couple of donor boards. Let me try a couple of donor boards and see what the diode readings will be on them, so I know what to expect. Now, some of these donor boards are going to be screwed up, to be honest, but if we can get a general idea of what to expect on that line, I mean, that one's pretty screwed up board. But let's have a look. Maybe it is right. That's 0.4. I did say high, sir. Maybe that is right, but that's odd. I would expect it to be lower because it's a low voltage line. Let's try another board. That one looks a lot cleaner. Okay, maybe he's right. That's two that are in the same range. Interesting. Okay, well, never mind. Right, so let's check some diode readings on the MOSFETs then. So I'll go under the scope for these because they're pretty small. Okay, let's just... Oh, hang on a minute. What's this? Hello. What are you? What's on that? Why is that backwards? Damn you. Is that just crap or what? I think it might be. Yeah, I don't think that's any kind of corrosion at all. Alright, so let's just give it a quick scan under the microscope then. See if we can see anything obvious. Alright, let's just have a look. Or rather, let's have a close look at the APU. Let's just see if we can see any cracks in the APU at all. I'm just looking for any kind of cracks in the die or anything like that. I can't see any. Yeah, the die looks fine. I'm almost wondering if this has had some liquid damage. I can't remember what I did to it. I really can't. It's been too long. I honestly cannot remember what I did to this. Alright, let's test some of these MOSFETs. So let's go into diode mode, which I'm already in. Red probe on ground. 0.62, which is a normal reading. Let's flip the board around, or flip the lead around rather, and open line. Okay. Open line. Flip the lead around. 0.6. 0.6. And open line. So normal readings there. Let's check these ones. So we need this pin here. 0.692. We're getting 0.15. 0.5 and rising there on that one. I'm not sure if that's normal. And 0.397 there. I'm not sure if that's normal. I'm going to have to confirm that. So let's check another board. 0.75. Readings will be a little bit different. Yeah, 0.1. Okay, that's normal. Yeah, I'm pretty much stumped already. I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty much stumped already. Reflow safe bridge. It's not the safe bridge, mate. All the power rails are there. Definitely not the safe bridge. If there was a missing power rail, I'd be questioning the safe bridge, but it's not. Yeah, I'm kind of stumped already, I'll be honest. Let's check for any damage to any ports. Hold on a minute, what's this? We do have damage to the Ethernet port. In fact, that's pretty badly mangled, to be honest. Let me see if I can get that to focus. Yeah, that don't look great. Right, let me compare with another board. And that's what it's meant to look like. So that port is literally all I can find that could be wrong. So let's remove the port. And then we'll see if we got any kind of change. Filter motor shorted too. Yeah, it could have done, mate. Yeah. I'll do some tests when I've removed it. It's kind of pointless doing tests before you remove it because you could be getting false readings from shorts inside the port. Oh, what's that? What's that weird colour? Is that coming from the solder or was that coming from the board? Because this is new solder what I'm using. Wait a minute. I'm going to do something you never see me do because I've been suffering with some real bad headaches lately. So I'm going to put the fume extractor on. So I'm sorry if there's noise, but I need to start taking care because I have been having some real serious headaches lately, which is why I haven't been streaming much as well. So fume extractor. Might be flux on the solder. Could be. This is new solder. This is Kester. Right. So let me grab some wick. It is the Ethernet chip, yeah. I believe it is. I'll have a look in a minute. I don't think I've ever done an Ethernet port on an Xbox, to be honest. I can't remember. All hail to the Goop Wick gods. I will still need to use a little bit of hot air though. Right, that'll do. Let's try and finish it off with the hot air station, because that's not going to come out. That's for certain. I need something to tilt the board up with. And that should do it. Hopefully the background noise isn't too serious for you all. But I've got to start considering my health when I'm getting serious headaches. So, yeah, sorry about that. What background noise? Can you not hear it? Ah, damn you. No real chance of tearing pads on this, so I can be a little bit rougher than I would with a HDMI port, because these are through hole pins, so I haven't got to worry. Come on. There you go. Thank you. Alright, that'll do for now. It's almost clean. Let's just see if we get any change now. Yeah, the solder sucker would, but I keep breaking it. It's about at the end of its tether. Oh, it's working now on one stream. Just wants to call me a liar. It was playing up earlier. Broken Ethernet port. That's turning on. That's turning on. Yeah, I know I can clean them. I do clean them. I do keep it, well, relatively clean. Yeah, broken Ethernet port causing causing a beep on, beep off. That's a first. HDMI is possible if you've got a short on the 5-volt line. Yeah. Cheers, Johnny. Thanks, mate. Right, so I need to get a port removed. The safest way I can get a port removed without melting it is to put it on the BGA station. No, to self-check Ethernet port. Exactly, mate. That's the point of doing these live, because we all get surprised together. Brought the kitty to say hello. Give her here then. Oh, Sarah's brought the kitty to say hello. She was outside. So, don't walk on the customer's board. You're not playing? Hey, kitty, kitty. Where'd you go in? Where's she? Oh, you get back here. I'll put you in the fume extractor. I'll put you in the fume extractor. You are the fume. Hey, kitty, kitty. Get off the customer's board. Good girl. Yeah. Don't jump. Yeah. Yeah, right then. Yeah, there's Luna. Nothing between the port and the Ethernet chip. I believe there's some, there should be some filters there. Actually, no, there's not. Not on this revision. The filter should be there, and there's not. So yeah, okay. Right, so the BGA station is set to the profile where the top plate comes on straight away, so that's running. It's on 100 degrees at the minute. So I'll just try and clean out these holes while I'm waiting. Let's hope this works once this is soldered back in. Right, little tip when you're soldering a through hole is to make contact with the pad, so here, this silver bit around the edge, and the pin. Because you want to transfer solder to both the pin and the pad at the same time, so you want an even amount of heat. And then it should, once you get it flowing, it should just flow. The more surface area you can get with the iron, the better. So if you come on an angle, like on the side, you can just flow it in. But these ones are not too bad because they're really small pads. Alright, so I've flowed all of those into place, so let's just add a little bit of flux. And then I can just reflow them and it'll make all the joints nice. Whoops, my fume extractor isn't in position properly. There we go. They've come off when I've been using hot air with the solder sucker, mate. They'll get cleaned up. Anything that's stray will move away when I use isopropyl alcohol now. So there will be stray solder balls because of the solder sucker. That's one downfall of using the sucker, is you get the odd solder ball spring out on you. For any stray solder balls will get wafted away with the isopropyl alcohol. Skip signing, there we go. And now I'm going to go out of studio mode and go to the capture card. Yay! There we go. All working. Settings. Let's go for network. I'm going to plug in an Ethernet cable. I'm going to test the Ethernet. You might want to replace your Ethernet cable as well, mate, if it's done that to it. There we go. Wired connection. Hell no, I ain't updating. Well, it says offline, but it wants me to update, so there you go. Ethernet is working. Yeah, that's sweet. All good. The most important bit is drinking a little bit of coffee. Is Phil reading chat? No, mate. Let's just update it. Right, so let's test this then. So now that it's updated, I should be able to give it a test. Network settings. And test network speed. If I inject power into the 12-volt rail on Xbox One S, will that reveal a short anywhere on the board? It depends where the short is, but basically what you want to do, I would never recommend injecting voltage into like the 1.1 volt or the 1.8 volt because the ranges that you can actually put through them are very, very narrow. Like 686 megabits per second. Cool. Yeah, that is working perfectly fine. 24 millisecond latency, so absolutely perfect. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Right, disk drive, are you working or are you not? I don't know if it's actually going to show me a disk on the home screen or not. Sometimes they don't. But you need to be careful what kind of voltage you're injecting. You need to start at 1 volt basically. 1 for 1 it is, yeah. Well, hopefully, as long as this disk drive is working. I don't know if I need to sign in. So what I'm going to do, like I might need to sign in to be able to see what's on the disk drive. Yeah, I'm going to switch the camera sign in. That's what I'm going to do, mate. Yeah. Never inject more than your lowest voltage if you can help it. So if you've got a 1.1 volt rail, inject 1 volt and try and detect the short from there, because that way then you're not going to be putting too much voltage through the 1.1 volt rail if you do have a short between the 12 volt and the 1.1. And then if you can't detect the short, so if it's only drawing like 300, 400 milliamps and it's not drawing enough heat, then you bump it up a little bit. It's 40 gig free. I think that should be enough to load it. Right, well, I'll get in touch with the customer on that. Or I'll speak to him tomorrow because I want to move on to something else for now. So I'll speak to the customer about that tomorrow. Not to worry. But it doesn't appear to be loading a disc, so I'll ask him to test one of his own games. I mean, the thing that it's been sent in for is fixed. That's the main point. And I can't. Like, I'll get him to test it, and if he wants me to put a disk drive in, like if he does need a disk drive, I'm happy to put one in. But I wouldn't be able to do that without permission. And I know he is on a budget. I think he might have just turned 16, and I think his mom's making him pay for it himself. I think. So basically, he might just say leave it. It might have been an ongoing issue, and he might just say leave it. So for now, I'm just going to put it back together and work on something else, and then I'll get in touch with him in the morning and let him know. Don't have any disc games anyway. Okay, mate, no worries, no problem at all. But it doesn't appear to be loading a disc, but I mean, yeah, it could just be me, but it should be showing up the disc, and it's not. I have tried by logging into the account as well. So, but if you don't have any disc games anyway, that's fine by me. I'm happy. The main thing is it's working. Right, there we go. So that's back together. That's done. That's working. Happy days. So yeah, just summarise on this, just for anyone that wasn't watching the entire repair live. So this one I worked on previously, around about 10 months ago, for a no power issue, and then I can't actually remember what I did to it 10 months ago, but it come back today with a beep on and beep off issue, and that actually turned out to be the Ethernet port. So the pins inside were all damaged. Looked like someone's possibly jammed something in there. Damaged the pins. They was all touching and caused it to have a beep on, beep off. So there's another solution to the problem. That is the infamous beep on and beep off issue. So if you can't figure it out, have a look at the Ethernet port and see if that's the cause.